as it appears. I know everybody here wants to win a challenge. Do you trust everyone on the team?
The quest.
Are you able to talk about the storyline at all? We know these kids are called, they're chosen to go on this quest. What's the story?
Well, Everealm's sort of spiritual center are the Fates, and we're introducing a new concept, which I guess I probably shouldn't say, but they're sort of the anti-Fates. And this has been a lifelong, eons long battle between good and evil. And the balance is starting to shift in the wrong direction. And the Fates call the kids to bring them in to unleash an ancient prophecy. And the kids have to, Elise talked about this a little bit, have to put together an ancient artifact in order to help find out who the one true hero is and who's going to be the one to vanquish the evil sorceress to
Well, one thing that's a thematic that's not oversharing is like this prophecy is old, and not everybody in Everealm subscribes to it anymore. Some do. So it has parallels to our circumstances, and so that alone sets up a dynamic that's interesting.
When it comes to creating the storyline and the creatures, how involved were you guys, and how did you even narrow it down with such a vast fantasy land of everything you could pull from?
Well, we worked with our writers, and they created with us the story and everything, and where we thought we had Spectral Motions, this incredible creature. What are they called?
Spectral Motion. It's Mike Elizalde and his wife, and they create
Guillermo del Toro's movies.
They did Hellboy. They do the Monster and Stranger Things. They're just bonkers good.
So with our storyline comes up with each episode of okay, which creature can we create? And we all throw in ideas. Okay, let's have a witch here, an old hag here, some dragon type person here. We just liked it. And Mike Elizalde from Spectral Motion just said, how about this? Someone with big antlers and this and that. And that was the most fun part was going to his shop and seeing the designs and work that they've done. It was just, do you like the eyeball doing this or pull out something? It was it was really great.
But the Draggy art, we're like, maybe some more clothing on the Draggy art. Because at first he was naked. I was like, Disney Plus, let's put some clothes on.
Yeah.
The quest after dark.
The quest behind the scenes after
There's
dark.
one creature that's dressed he's going to the Met Gala.
That was Johnny Woodrick's fabulous costume. Yeah, it's a really good costume.
So is it a big mix of practical and CGI, or is it all practical?
It's all practical.
CGI is well after we all left, so the kids were never part of it. They never in front of a green screen, anything.
Right.
It was just additive in the end.
I think that adds so
that
much.
would suck, right? Your kid, we tell you you're going to go into a cool world, and then we're like, okay, stand up against that green screen and scream. It's just, it
Here's
had
a tennis
to
ball.
happen to them.
This is a monster dragon.
Right. We had lasers and lights. There's a moment where, I won't give anything away, but there's a moment where they have to turn something on, shall we say. And that sounds terrible. They have to turn on a device, and it had to happen in front of them so they could see that it goes on and be cool enough, and then we would enhance it in post. But it happened to them. So everything that you see was happening to them. All of our monsters are head to toe, every inch covered. So you never had a monster that was just from the waist up because it was too expensive. Every monster is done. Every costume on the monster is
Every detail.
Every single detail, down to getting them as wet as possible before the kids would get there, because we would shoot for an hour and 20 minutes, right? So they've got to stay wet and look like they're a reptile, and that they're sweating, and God bless the actors in those costumes, because they just had to stay in the moment, and the kids throw real questions at them or yell at them, and it's awesome.
When you're making the decision, because I love that it's collaborative, and I'm not super familiar with the original, if it was the same way, why did you make that choice versus making it similar to Amazing Race, where it's everyone's on their own path?
Yeah, well, because we took these, the storyline is we took these kids that are pure of heart, these teenagers, and they were called upon by the Fates to save Everealm, because they're pure of heart, and you'll find out more exactly why they were chosen. But each teenager, and within the casting, was chosen because of their qualities, whatever their wonderful part. They all had wonderful qualities
different. Some of them had similar, some of them are very different from each other. And they all come from all walks of life across the country. And by bringing them together, we really we didn't want anybody to be eliminated because we wanted each of them to have that personal growth and an experience that was very fulfilling for each of them. When you get eliminated, it's pretty upsetting, you know, and you don't get to experience the whole show, the whole experience, even on The Amazing Race. It's like, oh God, we're out, first episode. They don't even care about on The Amazing Race. They don't care about winning the money. They just want to see where we're going next. What are we going to do? And that's what we wanted for these kids. We wanted them to be able to experience every single challenge, every single creature, because the story is so good and there's so many exciting things to see. We didn't want any of them to miss it. So we did make it a non-elimination, and because of that, that group became very strong, and there is a common goal that they're fighting for.